Hi, I'm Monty Lisney with Faith Inkubators. Thank you for taking a look at this video on our Leaders Guides. You know, I don't think we've ever done a video on Leaders Guides in all the years that we've been doing Head to the Heart and Faith Inkubators, so I think it's probably time we do one. Let's take a look at these. There's a lot here, and I'm not going to go through everything in this lesson because you can read through them, but I'm going to unpack some of the specifics I think that are important for you to know. So let's dive in. First of all, this is lesson Life of Jesus number 2, the birth of Jesus. And you'll see that there's a cover page. Now, again, this is for you and for your prep as someone who is prepping a Head to the Heart lesson. This is not anything that your leaders necessarily will need to see, or certainly your kids won't need to see. Table of contents, this unveils everything that's going to be in this particular document, and I'm going to touch on a few of these pieces as we go through it. First of all, page 1. This kind of sets everything up. This is an overview of the entire thing. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller so you can see the whole page. If you want to know what's going on, this is it. We've got the Bible verse right here. We've got the objective, and we've got the focus. What are we trying to do this week? It's all right here. And then this lines up A, B, C, D, so to speak, each one of the sections in this leader's guide that move through these next pages, which I'm going to kind of unveil for you as well. Opening, presentation, small group time, closing, and then some extra creative interruptions. So this is set up in a timeline idea. Well, there's a timeline because it's Life of Jesus, but this is also a timeline for you set up for a presentation for Head to the Heart. Now again, this is overbuilt on purpose. I want to be really, really clear here. There's way too much stuff in here for you to be able to use in any single Head to the Heart lesson. So you're going to have to pick and choose what you want to use. But it's set up from a timeline perspective. It talks about an opening. So if you do an opening, here's some suggestions for you to do your opening. Gathering music, if you've got musicians, welcome. Do a quiz bowl, which is one of my favorites in the PowerPoint slides. The quiz bowl questions exist. Do a bit of an opening prayer, and maybe play the theme song for the week. These are just suggestions for the opening. You may wish to use whatever you want, but this is, again, set up in a timeline order on that very first page. So these are suggestions for you to use for your opening. You know, open the kid before you open the book type of an idea. So then it gets into the actual theme presentation, the lesson for that day, and gives you some suggestions of ways that you can teach towards the point. A lifeline story, which is a story from either you or somebody else in your congregation, which teaches towards the point. And there are a lot of great stories walking around in your congregation, so hopefully you can find some of those. Those can be very powerful. And then images and analogies. These are the teaching points that every lesson has that you can choose from. Some of them are a little more intricate than others. Some of them take a little bit more time to prep than others. And by the way, I made a video called Quick Picks on our new Quick Pick parts for Head to the Heart. If you don't have a lot of time, go towards the quick picks, and those will give you a quick, easy option to prep a lesson so you don't have to go through all of this. But that's another video, so go look for quick picks. But anyway, this particular lesson has 7 different images and analogies that you can choose from. You'll maybe use 2. So pick the ones that you want to use and go from there. And then we dive into Bible time, which is getting kids into their Bibles. Open up a Bible. So again, you stop talking, and then we kind of do a small group type of a thing where let's get into Bible. So kids are now looking up and highlighting and doing what they can with Bible verses. Every lesson has specific Bible verses for them to look into. Then an option of the cartoon of the week to teach towards the point, which is in the PowerPoint slide. Then we move into small group time, and there is a handout for leaders and for kids for small group, which I'm sure you've seen. And then we move into a closing. But before I say that, there are a couple of different ways of doing this, and I've done both. You can either end your whole presentation and then break kids into small group time and then have them just kind of leave when small group time is over. Or you can break into small group time and then have everybody come back for a closing. That's what I prefer. It doesn't always work that way. But if I have a suggestion for you, I would suggest that you come back for a closing to kind of tie things together. And here are options for a closing. Now, again, you can either do this first and then send kids into small group, or send them into small group and then come back together for a closing. A little bit of a prayer, an option for them to kind of wrap things up. A prayer journey, if you've got the opportunity to do that, which is kind of a low-key, quiet, contemplative, reflective prayer. And PTA prayers are asking kids, what do we have to pray for? If you want the group to maybe write down prayers, you can pray at the end. And then a bit of a blessing, which is always my favorite thing. I tell kids to put your pinkies in the air and make the sign of the cross on the forehead of someone in front of them and say this blessing 3 times to 3 different people before they can leave for the day. So that is the benediction and blessing as part of the closing. Now, you see some extras and creative interruptions, and those are exactly that. They're just extras. If you've got time, here's some suggestions that you can prep to teach towards the point that you can get kids involved in, including a video Godmercial if you've got options to beforehand have kids maybe do a man or a woman on the street type of situation and ask questions and prep a video. That'd be a great opportunity for this. And what's that word, which are terms of the week, which is a game show that also my kids love, which are in the PowerPoint slides. And if you keep going here, there are skits that you can use in this particular lesson. There are 3 options, and you can use those as kind of a reader's theater. It doesn't need to be prepped beforehand. You can always make it a reader's theater. If you've got high school kids who want to help out, I've had luck with giving these skits to my high school kids and having them do these for the kids and with the kids. So skits work out really, really well as well. My 2 favorite things are skits and the game shows, the What's That Word and the Quiz Bowl. So you may have a different opinion, but those things always work for me, and the kids love them, and it teaches towards the point. So this is how the theme lesson handout is prepped. I'm going all the way back up to the beginning, the leader's guide for each lesson. So hopefully that was helpful. Hopefully that explained a little bit. If you have any questions, let us know. Again, I'm Monty Lisney with Faith Inkubators. Thank you for staying with me and taking a look at this video, and we will see you later.